IO in a safe lane, but the Nature's Prophet, if it does not get picked up by Hit the Pipe, I will be very, very surprised. At the same time, they do like a little bit of lockdown, sort of like you've got Tiny with the stun, you've got Storm Spirit with his pull as well, but they sort of like a little bit of lockdown to sort of keep all the heroes together. And there's a Conquer now on the field as well for Brisk. They're going for full sort of wombo combo style here. They want to get all their abilities off at once in the entire team, and I'm not sure if Hit the Pipe want to play that way. Based on these picks, Hit the Pipe want to be sort of spread thin, but in a way that they're always constantly split pushing. Keep it light. Okay, I did not suspect that at all. That's interesting. But
came in from left field and just slapped us across the face.
Yeah, maybe they misclicked. Nah, but like this Keeper of Light, it certainly is a really unusual pick. They might want to just they want to play it with Pugna, and that way you can ensure Pugna always has the mana for his Never Blast, and that way they can push towers maybe, like very, very early. That's potentially what they might be trying to go for.
And a little bit of a sneaky thing you can do is with Coddle, Ire, and then your target, you tether, give some mana to Ire, and you'll give it to double the heroes. So that's a little bit of a fancy thing you can also do, but I'm looking forward to the Wombo combo coming out from Brisk Effect. I am not gonna lie, I want to see at least one Wombo combo. And speaking of Brisk Effect, we do have their captain will be, I'm not sure Necromacon's a captain, but we do have on the blue position on the Disruptor, Necromacon in mid lane will be legendary, rotating into that mid lane. Jake Uchiha on that Bloodseeker with a very interesting helmet. Final two heroes will be your Enigma being played by Andos, and in the fountain currently is Bambi, always playing a very, very strong carry position.
Yeah, I just want to say, Bambi is actually a drafter. I'm not sure if he's the in-game captain, like, you know, if he makes the calls, but I know that during the drafting he's got the little crown, so a little bit, it's a lot like backwards, I guess, in terms of, you know, you usually see blue as the captain. But on the side of Hit the Pipe, we've got Enjoy on the Pugna, we've got Faker on the Keeper of the Light. Catch Me If You Can is playing the Tiny, Illmatic is on the IO, and we've got Aquino, last but not least, on that Storm Spirit, who will be in the
Andos, no! Never mind, he's out. It just looks like death then. He was around here when there's a Clinks and the rest of the team just up here. It's like, wow, you got out with your life, only barely.
Yeah, it looks like this Pugna and Keeper of the Light will be offlaning together. Interesting choice.
You want to try and get these two heroes up to level 6 as possible, so I kind of agree trying to get your support out of here as fast as possible, because you want your Tiny and your Io to hit level 6. Once they hit level 6, they're at true efficiency, but until then they're going to be a little bit underpowered. So I do like the rotating, and as you were talking about earlier with the Coddle and the Pugna Blast, they're going to be hard hitting, they're going to be scary. And top lane, they're coming in from behind Jake Uchiha, and they're going to be doing a lot of damage, just auto attack damage alone with the Avalanche. Final attacks, nice creep blocking coming out. Will he find himself dead though? Tower auto attack from Disruptor, and it will go to the Disruptor. He will get that first blood from over aggression of Hilltop Rats, or HvillHood Rats. And now they're still continuing on Catch Me If You Can. He's taking a lot of damage. One more auto attack. Boom! That's a double kill. Let's go into the Disruptor. Disruptor is the most wealthiest support in the 1.5 minutes you've ever seen.
Yeah, I gotta say that was a little bit misplayed by Hit the Pipe. Not because they sort of over-aggressed. Illmatic on the IO was attacking the Disruptor for a while there instead of focusing on Jake Uchiha. In fact, he's gonna take a lot of damage now as well.
He's just throwing him out. And now there's a silence onto him. Tango will be fine, but then Avalanche comes out. Jake Uchiha! He does sneak out of there thanks to the 2 stacks of thirst. Of his thirst will get him out of that too much. And then Necromacon's like, I'll take you. He's just going to push himself back in there, but he's got to be careful. He's got no mana. He doesn't have much health to his name, and so does Jake Uchiha. So he might be pushing himself just a little bit too hard here, pushing him too far up.
Yeah, and just in the mid lane, I gotta say, there's been a lot of aggression coming out here from Legendary being on that Conquer, and that's understandable. He does have the 2 levels in Tidebringer. And I'll speak about that a little bit because I like to play Conquer mid, but I don't like to level Tidebringer. I'll mention it in a moment. But just one thing I wanted to talk about is this dual lane for hit the pipe in top is really, or HvillHood rats, whatever you call them, is really hurting them because you want the quickest levels as you can on that IO. Because once he's level 6, you can really start bringing the pain. The thing I wanted to mention about Kunkka and Tidebringer is if you can actually time everything perfectly based on X marks the spot, and the way that Legendary is playing, he's getting like no levels in it. In fact, we might see a little bit of engagement here.
Speaking of legendaries, he's a little bit out of position here. He's just walking up. 2 rounds to get popped, but he's got a regen, so it doesn't matter. But legendary now walking down there, not finding anything, will get hurt. And actually, Coddle and the Pugna do manage to find a little pick off just up north of their bottom tier 1 tower. And out top lane, you do have Ever coming up. Avalanche coming out. Will they be able to find the Comic Con? They will try and get the auto attacks off. And Illmatic falls for his insolence, and then Necomicon, he's running, he's got boots, he doesn't care, he's rich, so he's going to be able to run away. He might turn around and try and help out Uchiha a little bit more. That's not going to be the case. Catch me if you can, we'll get out of there, and so will Necomicon, but that's hurting. They're trying to go on this Disruptor. Generally a Disruptor's an easy kill, but he's got boots and he's got chainmail. So he's going for an early mechanism, which is the correct route you want to go. Picking up a chainmail is also a fantastic choice, as they're trying to kill you with their auto attack damage, especially coming from that tiny. And we might have a little cooldown at the bottom.
Definitely.
And they're going on Bambi. Bambi, he gets hit from the Decrepify, but unfortunately Koddle's Illuminate went the wrong way at the start. And in mid lane, going against Legendary, Aquino, he's taking a lot of damage, but the torrent will not fall. So all lanes in a little bit of action.
Yeah, Kenny's also got the regeneration rune on the bottle, which he can just pop and be back to full. And there he goes. But see, the thing about Kunkka, and I wanted to talk about this before, he's actually not doing too well in last hits, despite having the Tidebringer at level 3. Personally, I like to get some levels in X marks the spot before you hit level 6, because if you, for example, if you get X marks the spot to level 3, while you're when you hit level 6, you can X marks the spot, and it's perfectly timed. Oh, hold that 4, looks like Akino's going to get jumped on.
They're going before he hits level 6, this is the perfect timing, but the problem is, he's got an Invis rune, so there's not too much you can do about it. And speaking of, you were talking about Kunkka, I want to also ask you, what do you think of his Urn of Shadows?
It's... See, the thing is, he can't really contest the runes against a Storm Spirit that well. It's a bit weird. Like, he has to, for this urn to be effective, it means he has to be ganking a lot. So unless he gets a lot of kills from ganks, it's not going to be that effective because he's not going to get any stacks on it.
A little bit of initiation. Catch me if you can. Throws down Avalanche. He's got no mana left. Jake Uchiha is going hard. He's going on to Illmatic. Illmatic's underneath the tower. Can he find those forward auto attacks, or can he run around the tower enough to survive? He does run around. Forces Jake Uchiha to run over. Takes a few tower hits. Toss, and Io picks up a kill with his Wisps or his Spirits. So the support's on both sides, finding kills everywhere. And now bottom lane actually, and Endo, he's taking a lot of damage. Enjoy, he's running after him. He's got another Nether Blast in 2, 1. He should be able to find that final auto attack, and the Nether Blast actually will pick it off. He had nowhere to go.
The real enigma.
Yeah, so both teams actually eating up on kills. I still want to talk about this Kunkka, but there's always action. You can actually time the boat to be the same timing as the X at level 3, and it also is the perfect range for your boat. So if you X and then boat, it's always going to land. And then you can follow up with your torrent. In fact, Aquino is going to go on Legendary.
And he's going hard. He needs one more auto attack. Actually, he needed 2 more. A little bit of armor there helping him out. And Disruptor's like, I'm going to try and force you back into the fight. And he'll just invis up, bottle, and then pick up a double damage room waiting for him down bottom. His rune control's been phenomenal, and with that rune control, he's been able to win mid because of it. He's 31 for 10, and your Kunkka's only 9 for 2. And bottom lane, they're going in, and does he takes a lot of damage. Bambi, he wants to try and help out. He's getting those flame arrows off. One more, can he find that last auto attack? He's going to shadow work, and Neko, he is the carrier of the side, and now he's being chased down by Kunkka. The courier, get the courier out of there, man. The courier's running straight through. He does get picked off, and now Necronomicon will get picked off. Will he? Now they're going to continue. He's got a little bit of a zip. He's going to zip back in. He's trying to dodge, and the Revenant will give him vision, so they will find a final kill on top of that Disruptor as well. But that was big misplay coming out a little bit there by Brisk effect. They lost the courier, and then they were caught out in between towers with Storm Spirit rotating down with the double damage.
Yeah, that was actually a very big deal, because that's 175 gold to everyone on your team. And in the meantime, you know, it also means that Io and Tiny up in his top lane are not as being as harassed by the Necronomicon. Hold that fort though.
Speaking of Necronomicon, he's going for another kill. Will he get it? No, the Bloodseeker does, and he's quite happy about that. They're going against Catch Me If You Can, Catch Me If You Can. He gets that final auto attack. Necronomicon, man up, can he fight? He's got no mana. He's trying to juke him, but it's not going to be enough. Catch Me If You Can will pick up his double kill, and then put himself back into contention for this game at the top lane.
Yeah, and in the meantime, they've also taken the bottom tier 1 tower, which is a big deal. So this Pugna Keeper of the Light combo worked out well so far from it, but Fake Guy is a little bit out of position. He might find himself dead if he just stays here by himself. You don't want to be a Keeper of the Light when you're by yourself, although it does do a ton of damage to Enigma.
Because the way the supports are going this way, they're the true carries. Cuddle and
yeah.
Cuddle's just ripping through these two. I mean, Bambi's consistently been on low health. He's had to buy a second stack of consumables. He's had to pick up a magic one instead of going for some more stats such as your talisman or going for that Ring of Basilisk. He's going to be exploring around these two. There's still a sentry up on Keeper of the Light, so if Bambi's paying attention, they know they've still got something up and running there, so he has to be very careful at what time he comes out. But at the moment, Cuddle and Pugna, they're not afraid of anything, and now Necronomicon's down here, and they need to be afraid. They do see his TP, they are pinging him out, he's going to be in a lot of trouble, he's going to hit the Decrepify and the Illuminate, not enough to kill him yet, he's still got 500 health, the Pugna Ward, he throws out the Suns, he's going to glimpse him back 2 centimeters, and now they're coming in hard. We got the Pugna Ward, and the Nether Blast will pick off that Disruptor, and they're going to have to retreat.
Yeah, another nice pick off, and here comes Akino. Has to be careful though. Oh, nice zip on out of there. Picks up a regen rune as well.
It looks like the two supports though, they want to come on in here, and NJ will be able to get out of it. Did they get the stun off? No, they didn't. End zone did not pull off the Malphus, and now they've got the... will they have enough damage to pick off the... Cuddle? No, they do not. Nice Io tether. Nice relocate. Tiny's going to kill him all. He needs to let him go. And now they're ripping through all the heroes. Clinks has fallen. They're turning towards Conquer. Bloodseeker's now done. Can they find the 4th hero? He's all alone. Nowhere to go. Avalanche hits. Toss in 2 seconds. And he is now gone. So, that's tough. Very, very tough for Brisk effect there.
Yeah, and this is what I was saying. Like that boat from Kanka basically did nothing. Like even if you only got 2 levels in X marks the spot at this point, what you can still do is X marks the spot torrent. It's perfect timing if you cast X first and then torrent immediately after, and then set it up for your boat. And that's always going to hit on at least one. There's no point in having a boat.
Top lane, Bambi's going to find
missing
himself
every shot.
Easy kill on Illmatic if you can find that final auto attack. Needs to chase him down one more time, and there we go. Io, very squishy strength here. He's got no armor to his name. He'll die. At the same time, though, at the same time, Io gets, not Io, the Necronomicon gets picked off by Tiny and Enjoy. That Decrepify doing wonders. Legendary, he TP's in. He's in a lot of trouble. If he gets thrown back here, he could be in deep trouble. He gets Avalanche. There's the throw, and that's another death. Oh man, I can't even words it at the moment. Aren't even words.
Pillaging!
Oh, nice!
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
That will teach him to X-Marks the spot. And Catch Me If You Can, he will almost fall to the final auto attack of the tower. And he's just going to TP on out of here.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Io is also back at the base now, so he can relocate on something if he wants to. They've got Bambi in top lane, who's running really low on mana, has no charges of magic ones, so he might find himself dead if he's not careful. In fact, there's a relocate.
And here they go, Avalanche, toss, and there's just nothing. He doesn't even enough to Shadow Walk. That's easily gotta set Clinks back a further 5 to 10 minutes. I mean, he doesn't even have boots yet. He wanted to try and find an easy tower by himself, but that relocate gank is just too potent on the map. I mean, they don't have any way of countering this at the moment. Now, bottom lane, there's a lot of damage. Enjoy, he's in the middle of nowhere. He's going to start TPing. Do they have enough? Will there be a glimpse in time? There is actually a glimpse in time, and they will disrupt it. And now Sorcerer, he's zipping on in. He's not going to be able to find the Comic-Con. He's going to have to run. He is hasted up. Gets a little bit of chakram, and then he's going to turn around and find an easy kill onto Jake Uchiha. And now Bambi, he's under here. The Comic-Con, stop casting things. You'll kill yourself. And the Illuminate will find itself a kill.
Right on the edge too.
Right into the kisser. And now Coddle's just once again being very strong. just the lineup from H-Rats, they're just so strong. I mean, they have a relocate. They have Coddle pulling people in. He pulls in the Tiny, and Tiny's like, oh, I'm going to find myself a new kill. Goes against the Conker, throws up the Coddle, and now there's 3 heroes down here. Nice torrent landed onto 2 heroes. Lunate comes final through. It's almost enough. He's got toss in 2, 1. He gets Malphus. Can he find that final toss? He does find it, and that will pick off another kill. And they continue the chase down. They're behind the tier 2, working into tier 3. They are confident. They're going hard. The Comic-Con, he gets a nice silence and gets a nice static field. Will this be enough? He does fall for it. Catch me if you can. He's still alive. He's been overcharged. Io does not get to save him. Bambi will pick him off, and then Io, he will fall. He's gone for the TP, but Endos, he stood there watching and waited for Bambi to pick up that second kill. So very, very large over-aggression, but it opened up room in this mid lane for this tier 2 tower to go down.
Radiant structures are
Yeah, they got a lot of kills there as well for themselves as well. The only big thing there, Tiny died and he gave about 1,000-ish gold to the Clinks because of the streak, and then he got himself another kill on Illmatic. So he's certainly going to be happy with that. He's moving towards his Orchid, which, you know, at this point as a Clinks, you'd like to be much closer to it, but that certainly does help him a lot there by picking up those 2 kills.
And Enigma, he's having a very, very late farm. We're 13 and a half, for almost 14 minutes in, he's only halfway to his blink. He's been killed 3 times, he's set back really hard, and because he's been set back so hard, they haven't really got anyone else to help pick up for the wards. The Comic-Con, he's like, I had early first 3 kills in the game, I could pick up an early mech. And because he's been picking up mech and he hasn't picked up wards, they got no vision on the map. And now they got up top, the Conquer Spirit's coming in, Zip comes flying on in, there's 3 heroes, and then Tiny's like, thank you for the additional damage. He's gonna get hit by the torrent, the Static Storm keeping him silent, he's not able to avalanche and toss. We got Enigma, will Enigma be able to pull off a black hole? He's not going to black hole as of yet. Aquino is still killing heroes. There's 2 people dead for Brisk effect. Can they find Enjoy? He TP's out. And now Aquino, he's going in hard. He's going in fast. He will find himself another kill. And now Bambi will die shortly after. He pops his magic wand and will be able to shadow walk out of here. But that is 4 heroes down for only a Tiny. Once again, another ridiculously favourable trade for HvillRats.
Yeah, they also pick up a tower there as well, so that's very well played there by them. You know, they're taking a good lead so far, and they just want to keep brawling with it. Tiny is doing so well in terms of, in fact, he's going to have his Aghanim's the moment he respawns, and once I have that, your towers are going to melt, and so will your entire team. It's already, he's doing so much damage. He's got 250 damage as is, and considering the lineup of Brisk effect are pretty fragile, that's going to hurt a lot.
And then overcharge that, it's going to hurt even more than a lot. And now they're pushing to get up through mid again, and why not keep pushing? You've got the advantage, you've got the damage. Enigma is still doesn't have that blink, so you'll be watching Enigma walk into these fights and you can easily stop him because he's got no way of being able to negate any stuns. And there's quite a few there's one main stun coming out on the side of Tiny, but you should easily be able to kill him before too much can happen.
Let the fun begin.
You're gonna rotate bottom,
Yeah.
then push bottom.
The other thing you can do if Enigma say Tiny gets stuck but Storm Spirit doesn't, because you can cast spells during Storm Spirit's ball lightning, you can just zip past and get Electric Vortex off, which will stop it.
And now they're pushing in, they're going for tier 3, they're going for the throat. They've got a sentry ward down, they're watching the Clinks if he wants to rotate around it. Uchiha, you have to be very careful. He's going to miss the avalanche, so he's going to be quite happy about that. And then Glimpse goes back 2 feet, so that's a waste of a Glimpse, that's not where you wanted to use it. Static Storm comes down, but there's no follow-up. They're going to fight outside of it. Aquino jumps on in of it, but there's already 2 heroes dead, 3rd hero dead, and HvRats, they're just going to rip through Brisk effect. They're going to move in, they're going to take tier 3, and I don't know, there's nothing Brisk effect can do about this now. It's only 16 and a half minutes in, but I think this is easily already game.
Yeah, HvillHood just way too strong here. I mean, there's no way they can defend this, especially with a Tiny who's just beating down these towers so quickly.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
You've got Pugna there as well, the Nether Blast, poor Necronomicon.
Pelican runs down.
And our once hopeful carry has fallen through.
Radiant's
Yeah, I know,
bottom
right?
barracks have
We're finally
fallen.
gonna see
Radiant's
But
bottom,
carry support.
the big problem there, though, that last major engagement is there wasn't enough communication. You had the Disruptor. He preemptively threw down his Stag Storm and Kinetic Field. And then what? Enigma's like, oh, I'm going to have to try and run in there. And then everyone else thought, okay, since our two main supports are running there, we need to run in there. And because they ran past the Static Storm, they just gave away position. HvillHood routes were uphill and just aimed down and just decimated them. There wasn't too much Brisk effect could do about it.
Yeah, definitely. They really had to combo the three big ultis from Kunkka, Enigma, and Disruptor. I think that if they were able to get at least 4 people in something like that, then the game would have been a different story. Nonetheless, though, HvillHood rats or Hit the Pipe, I don't know, whatever. They have, I believe this is their first game for today, the first win. Nonetheless, though, they certainly do grab a win up here against Brisk Effect. This has been a Defense of the Australians cast. I'm Zellerif, and I've been joined by Yoshi. You can follow me at twitch.tv/Zellerif or on Twitter at ZellerifDota, and you can follow Yoshi at youtube.com/Yoshi and on Twitter at Yoshi. We've got a lot more action